Welcome back, my dark mans, to the Dark Void, ruled by me, and 51. And today, we're back to the WTF News / reactions section. I have no idea if what to call this anymore, because literally, at this point, everything is like starting to blend together at this point. It doesn't matter. We're here, we're going to be watching this, and we're going to be talking about, and this is by Hero High, and he's going to be talking about the UN demands censorship of the internet. We need to take global action, which they can piss right the F off right now. The UN now wants to try to do something. Oh my god. Seriously, the fact that they think they can basically stop me from doing this is pretty much a pain in the freaking butt. The reality speaking is that you're never gonna stop the internet from advancing, and unless they decide to take over be forced the creator of the internet to basically do this, which I'm not. They do this. They won't be able to do this. Besides, I highly doubt they'd be able to. Either way, back on topic. Yes, it is just idiotic how this is going on. The fact this has gone so bad that the UN decides to step in. No, I'm probably going to be pausing throughout this video. It's going to be 13 minutes long, but I highly doubt it's going to be like that. But yeah, we're going to see what the UN wants to do, and what idiotic thing they wants to do, and what their explanation is, and yada yada yada. I don't do political stuff here, but when it involves censorship, you bet your butt I'm going to be talking about something. Alright, let's get on. I may stop it during the video. Hopefully not. Let's begin. Here, Hi, take it away.
Welcome back, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Having a great weekend. Unfortunately, though, we've got a number of very disturbing updates to go over in this video regarding the ongoing situation with various governments trying to invade your privacy, censor you, change the internet for the worst. Yeah, all the sort of stuff we've been talking about.
Now, if they're trying to look at... Now, before I can do that, I gotta say this now. If they want to try to spy on me everywhere, then they might as well just watch me naked. I'm gonna say it right now. If they want to watch me, they might as well... I might as well walk around my own house naked. They can just start seeing me. Hey, just wiggling around right there. Seriously, I will literally do that if I find out they're watching me. If they do this. They go... Yeah, here you go. Right now. I will do this. If they want to risk me for that, then so be it. But here's the thing, that's what they're doing. They want to watch me doing that? Okay, fine. You can watch me. I love I love having an audience watch me. That sounds bad. I was sorry. I was making a joke there, but in reality speaking, yeah, they'll be watching me doing that stuff. Seriously. That's basically what's going to happen. And what I say is I love having an audience. That is so bad. But in reality speaking, that's basically what's gonna happen. If they decide to watch me, they basically will become an audience watching me doing that. Figure this out, doing my private stuff. I mean, like I said, I might as well walk around naked. Man, this video's not gonna be up, is it?
For about the last week now.
Yes.
It's still getting worse, unfortunately.
It's worse. It's been week 2.
Wonderful little graphic here on screen from the account Skybytes, or excuse me, SK Bytes.
Yo.
This is just like a quick prelude of the stuff that's been going on leading up to this. As a very, very brief recap, then we'll get into all the new stuff, and I'll show you that in no specific order. I've got like 8 different things that, as mentioned, are all very disturbing. So before we get into that, let's just read this.
I bet.
The graphic says, George Orwell was right, it's happening. Legal speech is now, quote-unquote, harmful.
Legal speech, harmful.
Forced to censor you or face ruin.
Oh, yeah.
Equal surveillance and digital ID.
I'll just take a picture of my thing.
Dissent deleted. They're not banning ideas outright. They're programming the machines to erase them silently. The government has handed itself the power to police thought. This is no longer democracy. It's a digital dictatorship. And yeah, there is a little typo there. But hey, it's a nice graphic. So let's start with this clip that I saw posted.
Before I could say this, no, I'm going to say it at the end of the video. I'm not going to say it right now.
By the account Skeletor Explain, showing this member of the UN, Antonio Guterres, or how
isn't he a comedian?
Obviously, as you can see,
no, the comedian is funnier.
Low, but what's important is what he's saying. So let's play this 30-second clip.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is.
I'm gonna try to read this.
An interesting clip. Let's take a look.
Digital platforms are being misused to subvert science and spread disinformation and hate to billions of people.
Yes.
This clear and present global threat demands clear and coordinated global action.
Not really. It's not your damn problem. It's not your dang freaking problem.
On information integrity on digital platforms.
What was that?
Puts forward a framework for a concerned international response.
You can kiss my butt cheeks.
So
United.
this member of the UN using this rhetoric to try and justify
No
what
one cares
various
about him.
governments seem to be doing to the internet, saying, once again, digital platforms are being misused to subvert science and spread disinformation.
What do you mean misuse science? Man, you guys freaking misuse science every 5 freaking seconds. Let's not call the kettle black here. I mean, why do you think conspiracy theories exist? I mean, seriously, look up anything online about misusing of science and tell me how many times that gets misused by them all the time. The platforms are not misusing science. It's they're the ones misusing science. I mean, like, the conspiracy theories are gonna have a field day with this because literally, why do you think there's so many? Because of things like this. I'm not saying all of them are true. I'm just saying once you find evidence, they become true. But oh my God, think about it. Why do you think so? Why do you think nobody can do it? Like, seriously, if you think of all the evidence of science getting redacted or being pushed back, yeah, just go look at conspiracy theories, and you're gonna be wondering how they're all going to correlating to governmental officials. I'm saying these are conspiracy theories, so don't believe them. Make sure it's a grain of salt. But in the end of the day, we have a lot of conspiracies because of misusing of science by the people in power. Continue on.
And hate. All rhetoric, as mentioned, that they're just trying to use to censor free speech, invade your privacy, police whatever.
They can watch me naked.
"Quote unquote" wrong think, you know.
I'm not about to do it.
You're explaining it.
If they want me to walk around naked, they can watch that.
And who exactly is this guy, Antonio Guterres?
His Excellency?
Well, first paragraph of Wikipedia is all the reading on this guy, but it says,
let's see.
Portuguese politician and diplomat who is serving as the 9th and current Secretary General of the United Nations since 2017. A member
old
of the
as heck.
Portuguese Socialist Party, Guterres served as the Prime Minister of Portugal from 1995 to 2002.
1995?
Samantha Smith goes on to detail with a video clip we're going to watch.
Let's see.
How she was approached by UK's elite police squad.
Ah,
the one that we
the new one
mentioned the other day. When we
the
read
new
this article,
idiots.
which I'll just read the headline of now. The one that said elite police squad to monitor anti-migrant posts on social
yes! The UK keeps getting worse and worse here. Oh my God, I forgot that the UK is getting worse and worse. They keep silencing everything. They keep silencing a lot. Do you know they started trying to ban like potty mouth in bars over there? Look it up. Seriously, they're trying to ban bar talk. Oh my God, what is going on with the UK? Dude, I was gonna wait until the end, but this is dude, it's only a matter of time before people get way too upset and get to the point where people are going to start, raising their hands up in the air. And I'm not saying will happen, but when people get to the point where they're not being listened to by the higher ups, let's just say fists do the talking at that point. It's only a matter of time. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying that it's only a matter of time before the people get too upset, and you're going to be seeing the government trying to stop people from, from using their fists. Yes, but in reality speaking, if this keeps up, no, I'm repeating myself, but I'm just letting you know that sooner or later people will get to their limit. There's so much a person's life that can be hit upon before it gets to that point. I'm not saying it will. I know I'm repeating myself, but in the end of the day, I should know. Let's just say that my mental state was not doing good at my workplace, and let's just say that the two of my managers' faces needed a sandwich. Continue on.
media. And you can reasonably presume this is the exact sort of quote-unquote hateful speech that Mr. Guterres was referring to in that UN speech.
So broad.
We watched a moment ago. How dare you criticize these policies? You're not allowed to do that. You might get a knock on your door. And no, I'm not kidding. That seems to be what happened to
It's
Samantha.
my
She
free
says,
speech.
I went on TV to discuss Pakistani grooming gangs in my labor-run hometown of Tel Aviv.
Oh, yeah, I heard of this.
The next day, officers banged on my door, wanting to shut me up for exposing them. With the Online Safety Act now in force, no one is safe. If it happened to me, it can happen to anyone.
was on your show last Monday, same time practically. I came off, there was a fantastic response from the public. I was really, my heart was warmed by the support. And
that's great.
And,
some of these things need to be out there.
From those that either didn't know what had been going on in Telford for decades.
Now, before I continue on, I'm going to tell you this right now. The grooming gangs, if I remember, I think involves, kids. And if they're grooming and they keep saying that the Safety Act to protect kids, if they actually cared about the kids, then why are they stopping this lady from talking about it? Now, I could be entirely wrong, but in reality speaking, when I hear grooming, I hear them grooming kids. Like I said, they're not protecting kids at all. It's just an excuse and a shield to make sure that people are going on their side. In reality speaking, they just want to control our lives. Control the lives of the UK. I don't know what's going on over in the UK, but that's getting worse and worse by the day. Seriously, think about it. If they really cared about the kids, they would actively go after the grooming gangs. But no, they're not. They just want to make sure to shut you up so that it doesn't look bad. What's fun? Never mind. I'm not going to bother anymore, and I'm going to be making this video too long.
Up to 1,000 girls had
okay, there you go.
Same time practically. I came off, there was a fantastic...
Sorry about that. Stuff they said skips over when I press play.
My heart was warmed by the support and outreach that I received from those that either didn't know what had been going on in Telford for decades. Up to 1,000 girls had been reported to have been abused by grooming gangs since the 1980s.
Look at that.
Or those that had no idea that it could potentially still be going on, and the scale of police, council, social services failings. I went back home, I went back to Telford, and the next day around lunchtime, 2 police officers banged on my door demanding that I speak to them about my interview.
Really? So the police who have done nothing for the entire 3rd millennium to date suddenly were roused to activity by you going on television.
Yeah, they told me that they had gone round to all of the addresses they had on file for me. They had gone to my previous home addresses, the different accommodations that I'd stayed at looking for me, and eventually they located me.
Just hide.
Down, they tracked me.
Just hide.
On my door,
just hide.
Not too different to when they're knocking on the
just
door
hide.
Just
hide in the house.
Criminal. I was on FaceTime to my friend at the time, who said to me afterwards, "I genuinely thought you were going to get arrested from the way that they were talking to you."
You would think that they would be protecting people.
No, they won't.
Trying to expose these grooming gangs, right?
No.
Like, you would think the police.
No, they're not.
Want to protect the people exposed.
Which is why I say that kids are just a shield.
But in some sort of twisted world, apparently they're trying to silence the people speaking out about that stuff.
They told me that, quote unquote, when you go on GB News and talk about grooming gangs in Telford, it's our duty to follow up with you.
That's not actually true, is it?
No.
So the police are, among other things, lying to you.
Oh, of course.
It's funny, I said to them at the time, it was funny that they did absolutely nothing to bring my accusers to justice, but when I went on national TV, my abusers to justice, but when I went on national TV and talked about the industrial scale of their failings and their inaction in bringing to justice the perpetrators of vile sex crimes in Telford, that they are suddenly spurred into action to come and knock on my door.
You go pause on that one if you like.
Intimidate me into silence.
It's pretty pathetic, these big butch coppers being
pause on that part if you
insecure that you going on TV and criticizing them can drive them into action they otherwise haven't taken for decades.
Jesus. This could have been easy. They could have done this.
Actually ordered up this, I guess raid is the word for it.
I have absolutely no idea.
More unlikely the government of that country.
2 police officers from the CSE team that knocked on my door. They said they had been working for the force for a year and 6 months respectively, and they were quote unquote trying to make a difference.
Make a difference, my boy.
No way.
Really?
As if it wasn't bad enough. I mean, that's just silly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just...
I can't believe that.
Oh, we're trying to make a difference.
Make a difference?
Speak against this stuff. You're not
really?
anyone. We're the ones trying to make a difference.
Oh, really?
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
You really?
The difference they were making by going after a victim rather than the perpetrators, those that have been systematically abusing, grooming.
You can pause on this as well.
Passing girls round, like,
well,
for decades.
I love it.
Insane.
I love that.
There is so much
Isn't
that
it?
to be said about that. It is just vastly disturbing. And my apologies for having to cut some of that. You probably saw the disclaimers I put on screen.
Yeah, I did.
Very brief portions of that.
Of course, because YouTube would probably take this video down.
Disgusting crimes. And yeah, just think of the worst possible stuff that can happen to women. And that's sort of stuff that she's talking about that they apparently don't want her talking about.
Nope.
And that takes us to the next part of the video.
There you go.
In the UK, the Office of Communications is getting more and more desperate, it seems. This right here, Alex Armstrong saying exposed. Ofcom, Office of Communications, are paying influencers to spread propaganda about the Online Safety Act.
Hey.
Orwell's 1984 isn't just here, it's in full motion.
Get ready.
Thank you to Dr. Hoenderkamp for bringing this to my attention. And I gotta say, like, before I can even read this, if you're an influencer accepting this money and doing this, I mean, just pathetic beyond words. Really.
Yeah,
so
it's pathetic.
It goes on to say paid advertisement. It shows
advertisement.
It reads, as of the 25th of July, anyone trying to access adult content online will have to prove they are over 18. This is not to ruin anyone's fun.
No, this is to ruin everyone's fun.
That children are protected online.
See that? Look at that again.
There is an enormous amount of content out there.
Yeah, because it's online.
That is made for adults and not children. This is just the start of trying to make the internet safer.
No, it is not.
This arrow, which does cut off some of the text there, but the arrow points to, as you can see, this being an advertisement.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, if this is all true, this is not a doctored screenshot, which, I mean, I don't think it is, but, you know, as a disclaimer, I'll say, assuming this is all true, I mean, how pathetic, man.
It is
pathetic. I can imagine the sort of person that would take money to promote this nonsense, to stand up for this corruption.
It's idiotic. I have to say this.
Gaslight your own followers about it, to take the money and push this on your followers to try and spread the agenda of these corrupt politicians. I don't know how someone could possibly ever be okay with that. And it goes without saying, of course, but doing it for free would be bad too.
Yeah, doing it for free is already bad.
Just all around.
Either way, it's bad.
As mentioned, a really pathetic thing. Then I also saw this.
Oh yes, Australia.
Government in Australia, and this app called Signal app, which is apparently a very popular messaging app in Australia.
Ooh.
I've never heard of it before. This is like
Are you serious?
Around the world, I guess.
Okay.
But
Signal app.
Reads from Os Integrity. Breaking: Labor government demands backdoors into encrypted messaging apps. Whittaker, Signal app's president, said they would exit Australia before giving access. The quote being, our commitment to end-to-end encryption, maintaining robust, technically guaranteed privacy for everyone who uses Signal, never wavers.
Oh, really? Oh, wait, hold on.
So
that's great.
Text in the article.
What was that?
Signal boss warns.
Hold on. I gotta go back on that.
Never wavers.
And
so
I gotta go back. What was
Signal app's president said they would exit Australia before giving access. The quote being, our commitment to end-to-end encryption,
that's the Signal
maintaining
guy.
robust, technically guaranteed privacy for everyone who uses Signal, never wavers.
That's good. That's good.
So the text here in the article says, Signal boss warns Apple X Australia if forced to hand over users encrypted. I'll admit, I don't think I fully understand this one, but to my understanding, I don't think Signal currently holds decryption keys. So hypothetically, if the government were to demand like chat logs from their app, they wouldn't be able to hand them over. And this would mean that the government wants them to redesign the app in a way where they create backdoor access.
Why?
They would give the Australian government, which Signal believes would threaten their global security model, and saying they'd rather leave Australia than do such a thing. Unless I have this completely mistaken.
I have no idea.
And lastly, we've also got some news over in the U.S.
Hey, how you doing?
TorrentFreak.com saying U.S. senators introduced new pirate site blocking bill, Blockbeard. Now, it's actually a very wordy article, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will go over, for about a minute or so, what I find to be some of the highlight areas.
Let's see it.
Earlier this year, U.S. Rep. Zoe Lofgren introduced a new pirate site blocking bill titled the Foreign Anti-Digital Piracy Act.
Okay.
This week, a similar proposal was introduced by Senators Tillis, Coons, Blackburn, and Schiff. The bipartisan bill titled Block Bad Electronic Art and Recording Distributors, Blockbeard, aims to introduce a legal mechanism for rights holders to request site. The site blocking proposal seeks to amend.
You're not going to stop piracy.
Law, enabling rights holders to request federal courts to designate online locations as a foreign digital piracy site, quote unquote, If that succeeds, courts can subsequently order U.S. service providers to block access to these sites. Pirate site designation would be dependent on rights holders showing that they are harmed by a site's activities, that reasonable efforts have been made to notify the site's operator, and that a reasonable investigation confirms the operator is not located within the U.S. Additionally, rights holders must show that the site is primarily designed for piracy, has a purpose, or is intentionally marketed by its operator to promote copyright infringing activities. If the court classifies a website as a foreign pirate site, rights holders can go back to court to request a blocking order. At this
God, why not? Waste my more money.
Technically and practically feasible for ISPs to block the site and consider any potential harm to
waste more of my money for nothing.
Granted orders would stay in place for a year with the option to extend if necessary. If blocked sites switch to new locations, the court can also amend blocking orders to include new IP addresses and domain names. So yeah, Blockbeard and FADPA do seem to be very similar, mainly differing in the whole
why
proposals and the judicial process that they are also proposing. I could have phrased that better, but yeah. And that's the final thing I wanted to go over in this video, so I'll leave it there. As always, thank you for tuning in. I know it was kind of a gloomy video in many ways.
It is.
Well,
it's only Monday.
Lots of disturbing
Oh wait, no,
stuff
this happened a few days ago.
The least. But
I do hope today is a little bit better.
Thank you again for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and or subscribing. It helps out greatly. Look forward to seeing you here in the comments and in the next one.
Sorry, an ad happened at that last moment. Okay, back on topic. Yes, it's getting worse. The UN wants to do something about it, which literally, they're gonna waste more money just doing something that's not even important. Look, there's a lot of things people talk about the UN, but that's your own topic to think. But all I know is that the UN basically has done nothing to help people, at least as far as I know. I'm gonna say this right now. I've seen what they're doing. I have not seen them. I've seen videos of them, doing stuff that supposedly help people, but it's not actually not. I'm not gonna get political. I'm just letting you know that's my ideal. That's just where I've been seeing. I'm not gonna say anything more than that. But if they're really going to go after this, that's just wasting more money for nothing. You're gonna try to basically control my life, all because they keep saying we want to protect the children. We want to protect the children. Blah blah blah. Using them, the kids as shields for who knows how many times. And I think all of us have gone tired of the kids thing, of defending the kids thing. At this point, it's just being used ad nauseum. And I'm gonna say this now. I'm stand by the fact that parents need to keep their kids in check. I stand by it. I stand by the fact that if you're letting this happen and not raising your voice against this, you shouldn't have had a child in the first place. If you're going to have a child and you think this is okay, you should not have a child at all. Because in reality speaking, if by the end of this day, you might as well give your child over to the government and to any corporations that want to basically, give all your rights of your child away to them. Because at that point, you're basically not doing your job as a parent. That's why I stand by. And the reason why all these governments are doing this is because they know that if they use the children thing, they can get these messages passed. And they know that parents would be on board with this. Which is idiotic, because parents should be fighting to basically not have their child be monitored by the government at all. But I guess that's not how it works. The parents should be taking care of the children, and the governments are abusing the fact that parents will support this. Is basically how it's getting worse and worse. If parents started raising their voices, this kind of thing would not proceed as quickly. It would proceed another way, but it wouldn't be. But at least it would be stopping at a certain point until another solution came by to where we can stop this completely. At that point, I know I'm trying to explain here, but if parents started raising the voices because the basic politicians, everyone keep using the kids as a shield so many times, that parents need to raise their voices so that way these kind of things do not pass as easily. With we need parents to finally start raising their voices against this. That's about it. I'm not going to talk about that anymore, because at this point I've already talked about the parents thing over and over again. Now the whole other thing is that if they want to look at my stuff, they might as well look at me naked then. I mean, at this point, trust me, if this passes, You're going to be seeing so many people making profiles and then posting pictures of their bodies moving around, basically half naked and everything, just so that basically the government can go see them like that. Because if they want to see everything, hey, might as well start wearing less clothing, huh? At that point, they want to look at me like that. At that point, they'd be perverts. The governments of the world would be perverted at that point. They would be perverted because they're looking at an adult person walking around basically with less clothing. It's going to happen. At that point, you're going to be seeing a lot of perverts. So we have reports of people walking around naked, walking around with low clothes. They need to be presentable so that way we can watch them. Yeah, how does that work? Yeah, you're going to try to defend that one. Yeah, governments are going to try to defend that we have the right to look at you, so you need to be presentable. No, I'm going to walk around as I want. Either way, yeah, that's basically what's going to happen. That's basically what's going to happen. The UK is falling apart over there. I don't know what's going on over there. It's falling apart every day. The US is about to start getting it. The censorship is about to happen. And pirates, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this now, that it's only a matter of time. I said this in between the video, and during the video, it's only a matter of time before people started getting so frustrated that talking will no longer, I'm not saying it's going to happen, it's not gonna, but I'm just gonna say it will. Speaking peacefully will no longer be the thing that people will be talking with. Like I said, there are sandwiches ready for the people that are going against this. They're trying to stop this free speech. Literally, there are sandwiches ready and waiting. Free speech is free speech, but once you take that away, a lot of sandwiches are going to be meeting people's faces. Alright? That's my best way to describe it, because if I say the actual word, YouTube channel will probably go after me. Like I said before, once a person's freedom gets taken away, it's only a matter of time before sandwiches start flying. And if any of you understand that analogy, then you understand it. Trust me. I'm not going to say when it happened. I'm not going to say if it will happen. But I'm just going to say when it happens, don't be surprised when it happens, okay? Of course, the governments of the world would just say, oh, they're bad people. They're doing bad things. They're villains of the world and blah, blah, blah. But just remember, after a certain point, peaceful talks will stop because the higher-ups are not listening. Once it gets to that boiling point, the higher-ups can no longer keep trying to basically make excuses, and the people will start throwing sandwiches. Okay? Remember, freedom is great, but if you don't listen for too long, people are going to throw sandwiches. I'm repeating myself so many times here because I want to let people know that sandwiches will start flying, and the only reason that will happen is because no one is being listened to. The people who are not being listened to are going to start throwing sandwiches. Alright, that's about it. Sorry that I had to make that analogy, but in the end of the day, that's basically how it is. I repeated myself so many times to let you know that sooner or later, sandwiches will start flying. Either way, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I wanted to make this video to see, and it's just getting worse and worse. Now the UN's appeared. I was not going to make another censorship video because there was no need for me, but the UN started to come in on this, and it's getting out of control. Not only do we have MasterCard and Visa listening to idiots that want to censor games, we have YouTube trying to use AI, which that's going to be amazing. Now we got the UN trying to start something. And now in the UK, it's the start of this whole shebang is getting worse. It's getting out of control, and it's going to only get worse and worse to the point where sandwiches will start flying. Alright, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope comment, subscribe down below to join my dark army. Help like and share the video to help spread this around so that way we can let more people know that this is getting out of control. I also leave the link down below so you can watch this video without my beautiful voice. Don't forget to, and also, like I said, like share the video, and don't forget to check my channel every once in a while to see if I upload or not, because you know sometimes I forget to upload or YouTube channel doesn't announce my videos. And yeah, that's about it. And for right now, My dark beings dismissed.